Capturing white-tailed deer in an urban area. There has been an increased number over the past century of white-tailed deer population in their native range. There are a few ways to capture white-tailed deer. I'll be talking about a few of them: drive netting, darting, rocket net, and Stevenson box trap. There are a couple concerns when it comes to having white-tailed deer in urban populations: zoonosis transmission and deer-vehicle collision, along with aggression towards dogs on leashes and circling/following students have been reported. Drive netting. A net is set up and then a vehicle is used to chase down an animal towards the net. Here are a few pros and cons for drive netting. Pros: low mortality rate and 5 to 10 minute handling time. Great for developed areas and safer and more cost effective than darting. A con is requiring to chase/startle the deer into the net, which could cause stress on the deer. Now we're going to move on to rocket netting, which is a form of active capture, minimizing the risk capturing deer when there is snow on the ground or heads are down. There's a picture depicted here of how a rocket net would be set up. Here are a few pros and cons for rocket netting. Like drive netting, it has very low mortality rate and is very mobile. Cons: time consumer. Human safety is a main concern with rocket netting. An additional crew is required to restrain animals. Next is darting. It's an active capture, either through searching or artificial feeders. Transmitters can be used in the darts as well. Here are a few pros and cons for darting. One pro was there was no need for physical restraints of deer since they were already knocked out. Cons: high mortality rate compared to others. Dart guns equal weapons in public eye. Vegetation made it hard to find darted deer. Required a tending veterinarian for chemical immobilization. The last trap I will be talking about is the Stevenson box trap, which is made up of walls and has 2 doors and is baited with food. Once the deer walks in, it will signal the trap and close the doors. Here are a few pros and cons I found on the Stevenson box trap. Pros: apparently it is appropriate for deer capture in urban areas, but there were more cons. It was bulky, extensive manpowers and tools to install, it cost quite a bit, and increase in number of injuries compared to other traps used. Out of the 4 different ways to capture white-tailed deer in urban areas I talked about, I say drive netting is the most appropriate. It has low mortality and handling, cost efficient and less controversial than many of the other traps. These are my sources, and if you would like to ask any questions down in the comment section, I'll be pleased to respond.